It was 3:42 a.m. when the security monitor showed me standing in a hallway I wasn't scheduled to patrol. I didn't notice right away. I was still sitting at the desk, coffee in my hands, half listening to the hum of the lights. Just another quiet graveyard shift at Halloway Logistics. Then I looked up. Camera 6. And there I was. Same uniform, same posture, same slight limp from the accident I never talk about. Standing perfectly still, not blinking. Corridor B was locked after midnight. No exceptions, no movement, ever. I leaned closer to the screen. The timestamp flickered. 3:41, 3:43, 3:41 again. Okay, I muttered. Feed glitch. Then the man on screen tilted his head. Exactly the way I do when I'm confused. I felt my stomach tighten. He smiled. I don't smile like that. The radio on my belt crackled. You seeing this too? Mara. She was the only other guard on site, posted at the north gate. Camera 6? I asked. No, she whispered. Camera 2. Office hallway. That's you, right? My chest went cold. I switched feeds. Camera 2 showed the old HR archive hallway. The door marked "Do Not Enter," the one we never opened. And there I was again, reaching for the handle. My real hands were still on the desk, shaking. Mara, I said slowly, I haven't moved. I know, she replied, because you're also on camera 5. I pulled it up. Parking lot. Another me stood under the flickering light near the gate. 3 screens. 3 versions of me, none blinking, all smiling now. The overhead lights buzzed, then flickered. That's when I heard it. Footsteps, slow, careful, coming from corridor B. I stood up. The building felt wrong immediately, like the air thickened, like sound didn't travel the way it should. Mara, I said into the radio, lock the gate, don't move. Static answered. Underneath it, breathing. I stepped into the hallway. My flashlight barely cut through the darkness. The beam felt swallowed, like the light didn't want to go far. Halfway down the hall, I caught movement, my reflection. In the glass of an office door, me, standing behind myself. I spun around, nothing, but the reflection lagged, smiled, then tapped on the glass. From the inside, I ran. The door to corridor B was open. It wasn't supposed to be. Inside, the lights were off, except for a single monitor glowing at the far end. Camera 6, live. It showed the corridor I was standing in. On screen, I was already there, watching myself enter. A hand grabbed my shoulder. Cold, familiar. I heard my own voice whisper, "You were never alone on the night shift." I stumbled forward. The grip vanished instantly. The monitor beeped. The screen split into 4 feeds. Corridor B, parking lot, office hallway, control room. Camera 1 showed the desk, my desk, and me, sitting calmly, drinking coffee, watching the screens. The radio crackled again. "You shouldn't have come down there." "Mara," I said. "Where are you?" "North Gate," she replied, barely holding it together. "I never left." Text appeared on the monitor. White, clinical, shift status, active occupancy. 2 authorized personnel, 1. The corridor light snapped on. Someone stood at the far end. He looked like me, but better. Straighter posture, calmer eyes, like someone who belonged here. "Why do you look like me?" I asked. He stepped closer. "Because you're the spare," he said gently. "You just didn't know it." The hallway felt longer. Doors appeared where walls used to be, each labeled with dates I recognized, every job I'd quit, every place I'd walked away from. "You show up," he continued. "You stay late. You don't ask questions. And when something breaks," he smiled, "you're replaceable." The radio screamed. Mara yelled, "There are 2 of you at the gate. One just let the other out." "Which one?" I shouted. She sobbed. "I don't know." The monitor chimed. Shift transfer initiated. He stood inches from me now. Same scent, same scar. "You've been watching me all night," he whispered. "Now it's my turn." The lights went out. When they came back on, I was sitting at the desk, coffee warm, monitors steady. Camera 6 showed corridor B empty, locked. The radio crackled. "Control?" Mara asked. "Everything okay?" The timestamp ticked forward. 3:42, 3:43. "Yeah," I said calmly. "All clear." On camera 5, a man who looked exactly like me pounded on the locked gate. I didn't let him out. Shift status, stable occupancy. 1. I smiled, because I finally understood. And somewhere deep in the building, the cameras kept watching. Subscribe for more chilling tales.